Now, in this article, we're going to look at similar information regarding information overload, regarding the topic information overload. Taming the Information, this article is written by the Barbara Brynko. The title of this article is Taming the Information Overload. Now, here we go. Just days before the earthquake and the tsunami devastating portions of Japan, Nfais held its 53rd annual conference in late February and early March in Philadelphia under the title Taming the Information Tsunami, the New World of Discovery. The conference was rife with references and analogies to earthquakes and tsunami that are disturbing the information landscape, which at the time were quite fitting descriptions. Whatever the terminology, dealing with information overload is still a pressing problem, and it isn't going away anytime soon. So the question is how we are going to deal with it. With that in mind, here are 5 major takeaways. Number 1, the way we discover information is changing. The way we discover information is changing. Content is no longer limited to text, videos, soundtracks, pictures, and graphs are moving. Content is no longer limited to text. Videos, soundtracks, pictures, and graphs are moving into research, academia, and business, enhancing our information world, enhancing our information worldview, and generating exabytes. 1 exabyte equals 1 billion gigabytes. Enhancing our information worldview and generating zettabyte worth of data. As Christopher Kennelly, Director of Business Development at the Copyright Clearance Center, so aptly quoted actress Maya West, "Too much of a good thing is wonderful. Too much of a good thing is wonderful. But look to the cloud for some answers," says Michael Nelson, visiting professor of Internet Studies at Georgetown University. He sees the cloud as a massive platform. For collaboration, and one that could possibly hold 80% of computer and storage globally within 5 years. Let the user drive the process. When in doubt, empower the user, he says. The way we discover information is totally different. Number 2, it takes a village. Librarians, publishers, and users deal with the same problem of finding and assessing accurate information and communicating, and communities of knowledge can play critical roles in dealing with information overload. Let's say that again. Librarians, publishers, and users deal with the same problem of finding and assessing accurate information. And the communities of knowledge can play critical roles in dealing with information overload. One community or a system isn't enough, says John Ockerbloom, digital library architect and planner at the University of Pennsylvania. Different communities use different tools. Different communities use different tools for different people. Communities need cultivation. Community needs cultivation. If you build it, they don't always come, and if they do come, you need to deal with agendas, noise, spam, and misinformation. That's number 2. It takes a village. Number 3, 4, and 5. Number 3, the tower of needs some interpreters. In today's global environment, language remains a challenge for preservationists, but so does access to the underlying data. Will you be able to open a PowerPoint 2003 presentation 5 years from now? How about 10 years? How about 100 years? Will we have the technology to access embedded video and sound? These were all questions that Adam Fraker, head of digital technology at the British Library, posed. Preserving content is important, but data is still a crucial part of the process. It's essential to be taking the right steps to preserve data for the future. And he sees citation as a key component. He sees citation as a key component to making this work. It is essential to be taking the right steps into preserve data for the future and see the citation as a key component to making this happen. Number 4, but how do we make money? Visionaries are changing our business, says Rafael Sidi, Vice President of Product Management at the Science Direct and Knowledge Discovery Solutions at Elsevier. And changing content and how we communicate, calling it a brand new gold rush. Sidi says these new ways of collaboration can foster creative solutions such as apps to improve our productivity and our lives. Openness is helping people to connect, he says, by empowering the community. The future is in our hand. We've learned lessons from the first web that we'll be using in the second web, which is not to be confused the Web 2.0, where the first web was static, jiggy, and machine-driven. The second web is interactive, apps, intuitive, and human-driven, says John Blossom, president of Shore Communications Incorporation. The second web is defined by its social interactions reflecting value, context in real time. Integrated media is becoming a reality. Integrated media is becoming a reality, says Blossom. Media will be more layered, more interactive as content categories, and platforms mixed fluidly. As content seamlessly moves from platforms to platform, and from device to device. It's making our access to content as easy as clicking on QR codes or tapping into augmented reality on mobile. This time around, this experience flows the audience from TV to mobile and back again. Get your content to be ready to self-package and self-license in whatever content matters most to audience, he says. APIs are key. By Barbara Brynko.